Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ask the Right Questions. I am your host, Brandon Chisholm, and today we have a very interesting topic. Today we are going to really dig deep into the recesses of your mind to really get an understanding of some things. We're going to talk about a topic that I enjoy talking about because of how it helped me in my life when I went down this path, when I asked myself this question. It really started a journey for me into the materials and the people and the different ideas that I had around looking into non-traditional ways, to grow in this area or in just grow in life. It really got me going down that path. So, little backstory, just to kind of give you an idea of why it is that I chose to go a non-traditional route in wanting to figure this question out. So as a kid, I always had a curiosity for things. I think boys, naturally have curiosity, so, we, like understanding how things work and why they work the way they work and things like that. So it really appeals to our analytical brains. But for me, I always had a wonder, a curiosity around what, behind the unseen, things that we can't see, taste, touch, feel. I had a curiosity around those things. And, I always wondered, about space. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut or a scientist. And true story, actually, years ago, about over 10 years ago, I was in a network marketing program called Amway. And, everybody who's familiar with network marketing knows that when you're a network marketer, you have to get out there and meet people. So one day, I'm out there hitting the bricks. I think I was at West County Mall. And I approached this guy. He was in the sporting goods department. And I approached him to really kind of introduce him to Amway. And when I asked him what he did for a living, he told me he was a scientist. And you should have seen my eyes light up. Like, wow, here I am. I've met a real life scientist. My childhood dream, which there's reasons I didn't pursue that passion. But, the curiosity is still there. So for me, this subject that we're going to dive into really piqued my curiosity because it, really put me in the frame of mind of, hey, maybe this is why I'm having trouble in this area. So I'll get into it. So the right question for today is simply this: why aren't you attaining or achieving the things you want in life? Why haven't you gotten over, or why haven't you corrected that habit that you keep doing? Have you ever asked yourself, have you ever done something over and over and over again? Maybe for you it's you're always late somewhere, or you always leave the toilet seat up, or you always, whatever it is. Have you ever had those moments where it was a habit that you had and you just for the life of you couldn't figure out why you kept doing that habit. You read books on how to correct the habit. You've watched YouTube videos. You've maybe taken online courses. 10 steps to becoming a better planner, whatever it is. So years ago, for me, I asked myself that question, and then for me, that trigger was organization. My father, businessman, very organized. To this day, he can put his hands on something that he had from 20 years ago. Now, I don't necessarily agree that you should keep something that long for 20 years, because after a while, you keep so many items, you begin to have a bunch of clutter. So that's another topic. But, which kind of gives me an understanding of why he kind of keeps things the way he does. So for me, it was organization. It's like I said, my father, very organized person. I grew up around him. I'm thinking to myself, well, if he's very organized, why, why can't I be organized? And it was times where I would have periods of time where I could be organized, but then I couldn't maintain it. Maybe, I would maintain it for a certain period of time, and then I would become disorganized again. So years ago, I asked myself that question. So, and for me, like many people, you have a question or curiosity about something, and you want to know how to fix the problem. So you look up online different tools, tips, tricks, hacks, things like that, and they all kind of regurgitated the same information. 10 steps on how to be more organized, and all that, all these little different things that you would have to do per se. So for me, tried all those things and they didn't work. So that's what got me curious. Like, maybe there's something that I'm not looking into. Maybe there's, other than just learning a trick or whatever the case is, maybe there's something deeper that is there that I need to understand in order to correct this habit. So it got me to, I went down the rabbit hole of Google, and I came across some stuff about the subconscious mind. And that piqued my curiosity, And I thought to myself, my intuition was telling me, I think I got it. I think I finally have a fix, a real fix that could work to help me correct my issues with organization. And not only my issues with organization, once I kind of dove more into it, fix any issue in life. Or, help me, grow and attain whatever it is that I wanted in life. And it was, like I said, the subconscious mind. So it's my belief that, and I've done this, I've had success doing this, it's my belief that many things in your life, in our lives, that we aren't able to correct, whether the habits, most of them are habits, like I said, maybe you have a bad habit of, I don't know, belching out loud, who knows? But whatever habit you have that you've tried your darndest to correct, the reason you can't correct it, the reason you haven't corrected it, is because you haven't looked in the right place. You haven't looked in the right place within yourself to dig that root out, to the root that was, that habit that was embedded into your spirit, into your soul, into your being, into your subconscious mind, you haven't dug into your subconscious mind to, understand how it got there, right? Why it's there, because the body itself is the human body is the most advanced technological organism on this planet. That's my belief. It can heal itself, it can, regrow, different things. It's just a very unique and advanced organism. So it got me to thinking, okay, the subconscious mind, that's where that habit has embedded itself. So for me, my, habit of not being organized, that's where it was. So once I understood and knew that's where that habit lies, that got me excited. Okay, it's the subconsciousness. And I want to kind of gloss over a book that I picked up. The name of the book is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. The power of your subconscious mind. There are no limits to the prosperity, happiness, and peace of mind you can achieve simply by using the power of your subconscious mind. And it's by Joseph Murphy. He's a Christian psychologist, I believe. Wonderful book. I highly recommend everyone pick that book up, because it'll definitely give you a lot of insight into the subconsciousness, gives a lot of different stories of things and tips, hacks that people have used to correct things in their subconsciousness that over time they pretty much became that new idea that they placed into their subconsciousness. Reminds me of the movie Inception. Wonderful movie. Another wonderful movie. Leonardo DiCaprio was in it. I highly recommend that you watch it if you haven't, but it also deals with the subconscious mind as well. So for me, it was my subconsciousness. I thought to myself, man, I finally got it. And here's the thing that I did to really tackle that issue, to really reprogram my subconsciousness in terms of organization and in many other areas of my life. I started looking up some other things, and in the book from Joseph Murphy, it talked about the power of sleep and the things that you can do in your sleep or right before you go to sleep to reprogram your subconsciousness. So before 3 to 5 minutes before you fall into a deep REM sleep, and 3 to 5 minutes as you're coming out of a REM sleep, you activate a state of consciousness called, I believe, theta. And this state of consciousness, theta, is it's a frequency where your consciousness and your subconsciousness are essentially one. And basically where you have free access to your subconscious mind to tell it anything that you want it to do, right? So your subconscious mind is essentially who you are when you're not even consciously thinking. It's sort of like your primal state. We have our consciousness, we have subconsciousness, and like I said, your subconsciousness is really your primal state. Who you are when you're not thinking. Basically, when you get up and walk, you know, as an adult, when you get up and walk, you don't have to think about putting one foot in front of the other. You just do it. That is your subconsciousness. Basically, you know, your subconscious is your autopilot. So, where was I going with that? So essentially, this hack will change your life. Now, as I mentioned before, 3 to 5 minutes before you sleep, fall into a REM sleep, 3 to 5 minutes out as you're coming out of a REM sleep, you have unlimited access to your subconscious mind. So one hack that I tried doing, not even tried, but that I did, that worked, okay, if you give it time, it will work, was I actually, you know, prior to doing this hack, I started to get into affirmations. And I picked up this book, and it's just a journal. Picked it up from Target, right? And I'll read the words that are on it. This is what drew me to the book, or to this journal, to write my affirmations in, because I use this journal to write my affirmations in. Be bold, take risks, live life freely, lead by example, trust your gut, say what you feel, mean what you say, express gratitude, believe in your power, exceed your expectations, dance the night away, skip down the street, don't take no for an answer, be your best self, last but not least, don't look back. So when I saw that, you know, these are all very empowering. There are many empowering phrases on here. Be bold, take risks. That really drew me to, okay, this is the journal that I will begin to write my affirmations and just other things in. So I began writing affirmations down, and I had a list of maybe about, I don't know, 50 affirmations, I guess. And when I was doing this, I would write these affirmations down every day. I did this for about 60 days or so. So, and whenever I came up with a new affirmation, I pretty much wrote it down in the book. And every morning, I would write these affirmations down, and every night, I would write these affirmations down before I went to bed, and I would read them out loud. So then, going into the book, when it talked about sleep and the power of sleep and how it could help reprogram your subconsciousness to get rid of that habit, or, you know, correct whatever habit you're trying to correct, I thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do? After I read this little snippet, I thought to myself, I am going to record my voice speaking these affirmations. After I do that, I am going to listen to these affirmations as I sleep. I know it's a little vain, I guess, if you kind of look at it that way. I'm listening to myself speak. How, you know, whatever. Not going into that. But to my point, I did that, and I wrote down a lot of affirmations, just kind of give you a few affirmations that I wrote down. I am highly successful in life. I am highly intuitive, because at the time I was having trouble tapping into my intuition, because I'm rude. I was ruled by my logical brain in so many ways that it's kind of ridiculous. But what else did I put down here? I am living in abundance, not lack. I can do all things through the power of my subconscious mind. I am a highly successful stock trader. I am centered in who I am as a person. So all these different affirmations, right? And one of the affirmations was, to be more organized. I am a highly organized person. Everything is in its place. So I kid you not, I did this for about 60 days, a little bit over 60 days, where I wrote these down, and I also listened to these. More importantly, I listened to them when I was asleep. That's the key. But when I did that over a 60, I want to say like a 2 to 3 month period, as I'm gradually going through those months, I'm noticing that different times in the day, it wouldn't even be something that's on my mind. I would just automatically get into a habit of straightening things up and putting things in their place. And I just thought to myself, man, that really works. That ish really works. Here I am doing things and not even thinking about it. Here I am organizing papers and, putting things away where they're supposed to go, not even thinking about or having to think about, oh man, I want to be more organized. Let me do this or let me do that. It was just a natural habit. And that's powerful. So when I realized that, the floodgates were open, I pretty much, whatever it was that I felt strongly about changing, whatever habit I felt strongly about changing, I simply did that. I basically added it to some affirmation, to a recording, listened to that recording over time, and voila, the habit was changed. Now, some habits will take longer to change or correct than others, depending on how deeply rooted they are into your subconsciousness. But once you replace those roots with good roots, you will see the change in your life. I guarantee you will. I'm not making this stuff up, okay? I'm telling you what I've done. One of the affirmations is, I am highly articulate. And I kid you not, it got me into reading more, and, the more I read, the wider my vocabulary became, the more articulate I became, all from listening, writing down the affirmation, recording it, and listening to it in my sleep. And I know some people will probably think of, that kind of sounds kind of crazy. Why would I do that? Like that don't even make sense. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? Don't knock it till you try it. You first have to believe that it can be done. You have to believe that it can happen. Like I said, I am not the person that I am a year ago. I guarantee you I'm not. And it's all because of this little hack that I found. So I want to know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about, the subconscious mind, and, listening to, affirmations in your sleep. Let me know what you think about that. I'd be really interested and curious to hear your take and your thoughts on that. Like I said, try it. And another thing, let's eliminate the word try, okay? No, there is no such thing as try. It's only do. that is a word in my vocabulary that I plan to eliminate, the word try, because try is sort of like that gray area. You don't try things out. You either do them or you don't. And that's another thing why I feel that people, words are powerful. The Bible tells us life and death is in the power of the tongue. So you can speak life or death over a situation with the words. Okay, you can cast spells over people with words, and when you understand the power of words, you'll be more selective of the words that you use for your own life and for lives of others. So the word try, let's eliminate that. There is no such, I'm not going to say there's no such word as try, but in terms of doing things, let's just stop saying try. Oh, I'm going to try to do this, I'm going to try to do that. You're setting yourself up for sabotage, okay? You're setting yourself up for failure. Just say, I am. Those are two of the most powerful words in the human vocabulary. I am. When you think about it, God, He spoke. When He created, He used the words, I am. I am the Alpha and the Omega. So, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you today. I thank you all for stopping by. I thank you all for tuning in for another episode of Ask the Right Questions with Brandon Chisholm. And, like I said, I didn't say this, but like, share, subscribe. So I do have my YouTube channel up. I will be posting it on my Facebook page. It's called Ask the Right Questions, of course. I'll have all my content on there. And when you subscribe to that channel, make sure you hit the notification button to get notified on when I post new videos, new content to the channel. And yes, the train is moving. The train is moving forward. And I am fulfilling one of my affirmations, which is that I am happy and grateful that I am helping people attain, or that I am impacting people. Actually, let me get it. All right, so this is one of my affirmations, right? I am so happy and grateful that I am able to bless and help others in achieving their lifelong goals. And what has happened because of this affirmation, I began a YouTube channel to essentially do what it is that I am affirming, that I am, able to help and bless others, that I have resources to help and bless others in achieving their lifelong goals and achieving the things that, that they want to achieve, to helping them grow as individuals. Because it all starts with us. We are the common denominators in our own lives. So I'll leave you with that. And like I said, I thank you all, and I will see you next time.